Hello my creative critters, and welcome to Sketching with Sarah. I'm Sarah, and today's video is another episode in my 3 emoji art challenge series where I take 3 emojis that you guys submitted from my Instagram stories and I create one drawing combining them somehow. The 3 emojis for today's drawing I got from @Terminal_Satire on Instagram, and I will be linking his Instagram in the description box so you can check out his art too and show some support. The emojis he sent over were the full moon face, orangutan, and biohazard symbol emojis. This was quite the trio, and it took a while for me to figure out what the heck to draw to combine all of these. Then I looked up what is considered a biohazard, and I guess it's any kind of biological fluids or waste that can pose a threat if in contact with. I'm not sure all the specifics, but I kind of just looked at this emoji as like any biological waste. And the first biological waste that came to my mind was poop. The other emojis are an orangutan and the full moon face, and the full moon face emoji kind of looks a bit constipated if you ask me. So I thought this would be the perfect excuse to draw a baby orangutan in a diaper with a constipated face, because why not? So for this drawing I decided to keep it simple and just do a Col-Erase pencil sketch. I found an adorable reference photo of a baby orangutan in a diaper hanging on some fencing, and it was fun to draw this little guy's face because their proportions are so much different from ours. I know in previous videos of mine I've said that I find monkeys and other apes really ugly and unsettling, but after spending some time observing the orangutan at the zoos that I've been frequenting on my past vacation, orangutans really grew on me. It's just such an amazing experience to see these creatures up close versus seeing them in really high definition photos on the internet to draw them. You really don't get that close-up connection that you would if you see these animals in person. She had such gentle eyes, and you could tell that she was just so intelligent with the way that she looked at you and studied the people who got close to her behind the glass. She was so chill, and she was literally just vibing the whole time, eating her little lettuce or casually swinging from rope to rope. But anyway, I always start my sketches with like the basic shapes and just trying to get the placement of the facial features in roughly the right spot with loose and gesturally marks, and then slowly tightening everything up as I go to solidify where I place everything on the drawing. While getting the initial gestures down, I will say it was pretty helpful that the ape in the reference photo was hanging onto this grid-like fencing, so I was able to measure the proportions a little easier, which was very helpful and quite the bonus for this photo. At this point, I'm just trying to study how the shapes work together to get the form of the baby orangutan. Once I was happy with where everything was placed, I started really taking my time and adding more detail to the hair, and all the little fuzzy wisps on his head, and trying to capture the expression of the face that I was going for. And obviously this is in time lapse, so it doesn't look like I'm taking my time, but I would say this whole drawing took me maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Give or take. I really enjoy studying the way that the hairs flow on the orangutan, and something I loved looking at the zoos with them too is just how hairy they are and how long the hairs are, and I just wanted to know how it felt, you know? Is their hair coarse or is it soft? Is it somewhere in between maybe? It was just so cool to watch how the hair flowed on the orangutan at the zoo as she swung around or curled up in her hammock. Something I did notice though is that because they are so hairy, it's hard to see the form underneath them with the adult orangutan that I was observing. So I really had to get the idea of the forms based on the shapes from the hairs, which was a bit of a challenge. I can't wait to show you guys the drawings that I did from that zoo and just talk about animals the whole time, because if you've seen any of my content here, I get the most excited when I talk about animals. But using this reference photo of the baby orangutan, since they don't have years of hair growing on them yet, you can still see their bald little head and their stomach and most of their arms pretty clearly. Even if they have little tufts of hair here and there, it's pretty easy to visualize the form underneath. So since this little guy doesn't have a big curtain of hair yet, it was nice to study the proportions and the posing of this little baby orangutan. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do this simple sketch in my sketchbook, combining this trio of emojis. A huge thank you to Terminal Satire for submitting these emojis. It really gave my brain a challenge to come up with something. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more art and animal related content. I upload a new video here every Friday, and I would love to have you become a creative creator with me and follow along on my YouTube journey. If you made it this far, please leave me a comment and let me know how you would have combined these emojis. And have you ever met an orangutan in person? I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, stay creative, and I'll see you next Friday's video.